Hey, what's up guys? Today I'll show you a supernatural fantasy film, House of 1000 Corpses. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take care. It is one day before Halloween. Clown promote his museum of monsters and madmen in the town of Rugsville in an interview. After his interview is done, two masked robbers burst into his club. To their surprise, they are recognized by the interviewer and their identity exposed. Ashamed and angry, robbers point their guns at the unintimidated clown and exchanged heated words. All of a sudden, a man wearing a protective mask dashes into the club to work together with Clown. Clown produces his own firearm and shoots both robbers dead. Meanwhile, four teenagers reach the town of Rugsville in car, planning to visit and document little-known roadside attractions. The crew consists of the sweetie, her boyfriend nicknamed Beard, the bespectacled guy nicknamed Spectacle, and his girlfriend with curly hair, nicknamed Curly. As writers who write travel biographies, they come to find inspirations for their articles. As they forgot to fill up their car before leaving, they run out of gas in the middle of the journey. When they stop at a nearby gas station to pump up petrol, they stumble upon the museum. By this point, Clown has cleared away the dead bodies without dumping the dirty water. The four teenagers enter the museum, paying no attention to such details. When asked about the attractions of the town, Clown promotes his museum and invites them all to partake in the museum's murder ride. Seated and with their belts fastened, the four youths begin the underground venture via a mine shaft that shows many local legends and notorious serial killers. The dark tunnel is filled with withered arms, bloody limbs, and fetid models of corpses. Even though the ambience is creepy, the four tourists fear nothing and praise its exquisite design. The ride stops before an operating bed, where a masked doctor is operating on a patient under dim light. Clown explains that this particular surgeon, named Dr. Satan, suffers from schizophrenia and often brutally murders patients who come to him for treatment. By the time the ride is over, self-claimed writer Beard is intrigued by the story of Dr. Satan and begs Clown to give directions where Dr. Satan is allegedly hung. Despite the protests from the remaining crew, Beard starts the car to find Dr. Satan. Before they leave the museum, Sweetie gives her father a call and promises to call him again at 11 p.m. At this time, the television at father's house is showing the news. In the vicinity of Sweetie's whereabouts, 5 cheerleading girls have gone missing. Beard drives according to the map drawn by Clown, only to find themselves ending up in a remote place. Suddenly there is a downpour, and they have lost their ways in the heavy rain. Just when they feel helpless, a blonde-haired hitchhiker, nicknamed Blonde, appears at the roadside, distressed to see the girl soaking herself in the rain. After consulting his teammates, Beard pulls over and picks her up. Knowing that Blonde stays nearby, they ask her about the address of Dr. Satan. In reply, Blonde says Dr. Satan is her neighbor, and she could bring all of them to visit him. Under the guidance of Blonde, they drive further down the road. Unexpectedly, the car tire bursts, and the vehicle goes skidding off the road. Blonde tells the group that her house is just around the corner, and she has tools to offer them for the repair. So Spectacle and Blonde walk in the rain to her house. Reaching home, Blonde runs to her brother for help, while Spectacle looks around. But his uneasiness soon vanishes as Blonde warms up to Spectacle. Meanwhile, the remaining 3 youths are waiting in the car, and they hear a strange sound. Turning on the headlight, a veritable masked giant is standing right in front of their car. The girls scream without rest, but the man walks straight to them, knocking on the window and pointing to the tow truck. Now that they realize he is Blonde's brother sent to repair the broken vehicle, brother then leads them back to his house, where Blonde is flirting with Spectacle. Before they can go further, brother returns with the others, making Blonde rather disappointed. The rain does not stop, so the group rests at Blonde's living room while brother fixes their car. Sweetie requests to call father, but she is told that they do not have any phone. When everyone feels suspicious, Blonde's mother makes an appearance. Mother tells them it would take a long time for the repair and insists that they should stay for Halloween dinner together. Apart from delicious food and good wine, everyone is served with a mask at the dinner. It turns out that brother has to wear a mask to cover up the severe burns across his face. To make brother feel better, mother requests everyone to put on the mask for dinner. After the dinner, mother cordially invites the group to watch a creepy performance with obscene lyrics. While others feel weird and uncomfortable, Beard enjoys the show. As soon as the performance is over, brother comes to inform them that their car is good to go. So the group bid farewell to the family and continue with their journey to more miseries ahead. Back to the vehicle, they finally make fun of this bizarre family. However, as they start the car to leave, they realize the main gate is shut. Spectacle gets off the car to open the gate, only to be stricken down by Brother. Beard rushes over to help his friend, but he is abashed by a long-haired man. The two girls cuddle together and cry out in fear. Even though they shut all the doors of the car, Longhair smashes the window glass one by one, and stands upon the hood of the car shrieking to the heavens. Little do the young tourists know that this is a family of genetic schizophrenia perverts. Each of them is born a bloodthirsty and violent killer. The 5 cheerleaders who disappeared the other day are the work of these perverts. After being caught, the 4 are subjected to different forms of abuse. Sweetie awakes to find herself bound to a chair in a room, and begins to scream at the top of her voice. Longhair demands her to shut up, and fires a series of nonsense to her. In terror, Sweetie asks why he tortures her, and where her boyfriend is. With pride, Longhair draws back a curtain, revealing Spectacle's mutilated corpse. Knowing that her boyfriend is brutally murdered, Sweetie breaks down. Spectacle's body has been sewn together with fake appendages, to make him appear as a carnival act named Fish Boy. To her disgust, as she screams in terror, Longhair steps forward to kiss her. In another room of the house, Curly finds Brother noisily shoving the food into his own mouth. She begs Brother to let her go, but he continues to drink soup without replying her. Curly gets up to leave, but Longhair enters the room to grab her, and lock her up in a cage. Once the cage is shut, Curly is mounted on by many insane men. On the other hand, Blonde begins interrogating Beard, who is tied to a chair. Holding a pair of scissors in hand, Blonde asks him which number she is thinking of now. Beard states that he does not want to play any game with Blonde. So Blonde cuts his hair with the scissors, and shoves it into his mouth. She then asks him who her favorite movie star is, and promises to release him if he gets the correct answer. Trembling in fear, Beard rattles off the name of a famous actress. Unfortunately, Blonde begins cackling like a little girl and starts to scalp him. Comes night, the hell is filled with their screams all over the place. Sweetie's father, a retired police officer, finds his daughter missing and contacts the local police to find her. 2 local cops follow the address father gives them to the museum run by Clown. One officer takes out Sweetie's photo to check if Clown has ever seen her. During the investigation, Clown just keeps laughing like a donkey. Threatened by the police, Clown confesses that he has not only seen them, but also given them a map to explore. So Clown draws an identical map for the cops. According to the map, the officers find the teenager's car, with all glass window fully broken. They open the trunk to find a rotten dead body, which belongs to one of the 5 cheerleading girls. Hearing such an alarming update, father joins the cops for the investigation. Finally, they come to the house of the perverts. One officer goes to knock on their door, and it is opened by Mother. As the officer asks her a few questions, she invites him in for a cup of coffee. While they are chatting away time, father and the young officer are searching around for them on the other side. They hear someone whimpering at a barn, and the young officer opens the doors, revealing several kidnapped teenage girls being held prisoner. A naked corpse lies across the table, and a laughing young girl, apparently in tormented delirium, is suspended from the roof by a chain. The young officer quickly reminds the old officer to stay safe. But before the old officer can answer his walkie-talkie, Mother takes out a pistol and shoots him dead. Following his death, the young officer and father are also gunned down as they flee. At night, Blonde purchases some beer from the shop to fuel up their torture party. They skin father and make a mask and breastplate out of his treated flesh. And then Longhair dresses it up to show Sweetie. When she almost mistakes him as father, he removes the mask to torment her mentally. Afterward, they bring the 3 prisoners out into the middle of an old graveyard. Sweetie escapes while the perverts are untying her. Blonde takes off after, and eventually catches up to the terrified Sweetie. When Sweetie arrives at a graveyard full of crosses, Blonde stabs her repeatedly until she is dead. Meanwhile, they throw Curly and Beard into a coffin, and lowers it by crank into the depths of an old mine shaft. What's worse, they also lower a tape recorder, playing audio tracks of strange prayers. As soon as the coffin comes into contact with water, a horde of zombies float up to attack them, devouring Beard. Curly is fortunate enough to survive the relentless abuse, and runs into a dark tunnel. Over there, she meets an old man in a cloak and pleads for help. However, the old man silently approaches her. Little does she know that this old man has already turned into a blind killing machine, who bites any living man. Curly triumphs over the crazy old man by the skin of her teeth, and runs forward. And then she steps into a gloomy passage, where corpses are hung on each side of the walls. Some bodies are dried, while others are not completely dead, waiting for fresh blood to be sucked in. Curly dashes out of the passage with full speed, and reaches a door. Opening it, she is led into an operating room, where a bloody man lies on the operating bed. What is sickening, there is also a bright scalpel in the corner of the patient's mouth. Next to him is a pervert with a mask and a ventilator, operating on him with tools. This horrid scene reminds Curly of the story of Dr. Satan, and she scrambles through the tunnel. In the end, the wise and courageous Curly manages to get rid of the pursuit of Satan Doctor, breaking free from the control of the abnormal family. She aimlessly wanders on the road, waiting for a passerby to rescue her. When a pink car passes by, Curly immediately flags it down. She is too tired to realize its driver is no one else but Clown, who leads them into such a disaster. Clown gives comforting words to Curly, and so she lets down all her guards to fall asleep. At this time, another man sits up at the back seat, revealing himself to be Longhair. Needless to say, Clown and Longhair are accomplices in the crime. Curly wakes up again to find herself lying on the operating bed. Dr. Satan is standing beside her with a scalpel. It turns out the hell is just beginning. This is Daniel CC Movie Channel. Peace out.